All right, and we're on the last example on page 460, example 5, chapter 6, lesson 3. Follow along in your book, and it's a word problem, so let's pull out some math. Valerie needs 2/3 yard of fabric to make each hat for the school play. Write and solve an equation, so they want you to write the equation and then solve it to find how many hats she can make with 6 yards. So 2/3 of a hat, we're going to call it X, they call it N, to make first, she has 6 yards. And so 2/3 times X equals 6. And so, of course, once you get the equation written, it isn't too hard. Remember, it's the balancing. We have fractions here, no negatives, so that's kind of nice. And so we want this coefficient to be 1. So we're going to do the reciprocal, 3/2 times 2/3 X equals 6. And I can do anything to this equation as long as I do it to both sides. And so I multiply it by the reciprocal on this side. And that becomes 1x or x. And this is, I can cross simplify, 1, 3, and that is 9. So she can make 9 hats. And it is a word problem, so it must be labeled. Okay, so let's go on with a couple more examples. And example 1 on the guided practice. It says 1.6, it's example 1, K equals 3.2. So we're working on the K side, and I want K to be all by itself. It's being multiplied, so I undo it by dividing on both sides, 1.6 on both sides, and I'm left with K equals, stop, drop, divide here, 3.2, move over the decimals, and 16 goes into 32 2 times, so K equals 2. And to check this, the original equation, substitute in, and then make sure it balances. And let's do number 3 on the same page. -1/2 equals -5/18 X. I guess it's H, but let's do the X. So we're working on the X side, and we need to do this as a reciprocal. So remember this reciprocal. So I'm going to do it over here. I'm going to flip it right now. 18/5 times -5/18, and both of these are negative, equals 1/2 times the reciprocal, which is -18/5. This is kind of a toughy one, but not too bad. And I forgot my X, so stick that in there. Don't forget that. And so we get X equals, and it's going to be positive because we get 2 negatives. And we can cross simplify here. We get 9. X equals 9/5, 9/5, and that would be 1 4/5. So X equals 1 4/5. Really crowded in there, so take your time, see if you can work on that yourself, and make sure you ask questions in class, because it's tough, but with using all the rules, it's not too hard. Thank you.